Hello YouTube and welcome to our coverage of week 1 of the UNPL Draft League. I am your host Arsenal along with my co-host Mimikyu. And Mimikyu, I just gotta say it, I'm very excited for this week's match.
That's right, Arsenal. We have a great match for everyone. This week we have Florida Dirge coached by Scrub Supreme and the Haulover Houndoobs coached by Arsenal MC.
And before we get into the match, let's give a quick rundown of the two teams that'll be playing in this week 1 match. Starting off with the visiting team, the Florida Dirge. They are made up of Qianpao, Clefable, Gliscor, Empoleon, Skeledirge, Goodra, Mienshao, Sandslash, Sinistchia, Squawkabilly, and Tropius.
And now for the home team, the Haulover Houndoobs, which are made up of Iron Bundle, Rotom Heat, Galarian Zapdos, Lamora, Roaring Moon, Pelipper, Trevenant, Encurchant, Capraja, Carbink, and Oranguru.
And now with all that out of the way, let's send it over to our casters. Thank you, Arsenal, and hello, everyone. My name is also Arsenal, and I'm here with Mimikyu, and we will be your casters for this Week 1 match in the UNPL. And we are not wasting any time, people, getting straight into the first match. We have Scrub Supreme leading with the Mienshao, while Arsenal MC leads with his Pelipper, which on this team can set up the rain, which will be very helpful for his Iron Bundle sitting in the back.
That's right, Arsenal. It will help with this Iron Bundle hitting its Hydro Pumps even harder than it normally would, but it does have to actually hit them with that lower accuracy. It is a bit of a gamble.
And it looks like both coaches are just going to switch out, get the right Pokemon in there. Neither of them seem to really be wanting to leave these Pokemon here. Scrub will send out his Empoleon to take this U-turn, not doing very much damage against it. And it looks like Arsenal will be sending out his Zapdos.
His Galarian Zapdos. No longer having that electric typing, but it's fighting typing to help with that steel type of the Empoleon.
And we are just going to be switching all over the place. Scrub will be sending out his Gliscor, trying to take one of those Thunderous Kicks. The Thunderous Kick does connect, but not doing very much damage, but will drop the defense of Gliscor. And it's going to be the Iron Bundle coming out for Arsenal this turn. Popping its Booster Energy, and obviously going to raise that speed. Iron Bundle is an extremely fast Pokemon.
And you know, that was a smart move by Scrub going for the Protect on that turn. Just get the Poison healing. Just going to bring it back, switching back out into Empoleon. And he does land the Hydro Pump with the Iron Bundle. Not doing very much damage, but doing a decent chunk with that rain boosting. Arsenal
choosing to go for the Freeze Dry, doing a decent chunk of damage when Empoleon's going to hit a Surf. And that's doing massive damage, over half with a not very effective move.
That rain's really coming to bite him in the butt right now, Arsenal.
And it looks like Arsenal's just gonna flip turn out of here, get a little bit of chip damage off, and bring something else out that can do even more damage. It will be the Zapdos form again. And Empoleon's just gonna roost, get all that damage back, get all that HP back, and just get back up to almost pretty much full health. And with that leftovers, back up to full health. Now, last time these two Pokemon were together, the Empoleon did switch. So, will Arsenal predict the switch this time? And Scrub does switch out the Empoleon into Sandslash this time instead of the Gliscor that he did last time. Arsenal did seem to predict that. It does go for the Brave Bird, taking recoil damage in the process, though.
Just gonna go Brave Bird again, take out the Sandslash, and that's one Pokemon down for Scrub.
And the rain has stopped, not giving Empoleon the giant boost that it did have to those Surfs before.
Also not giving Iron Bundle the boost either.
It looks like Arsenal is going to be switching out his Zapdos for his Glimmora, maybe hoping to do some damage with those Earth Powers. And Empoleon is just going to set up the Stealth Rocks. Going to make switching out a lot more difficult for Arsenal. Just going to go for Earth Power, trying to get some big damage off. Does do effective damage, but does not even get halfway. Flash Cannon coming out for Empoleon and does almost one-shot the Glimmora, doing massive damage that time.
Now the question is, does Arsenal want to just let this Glimmora go down here and try to do some more damage?
And it looks like that's what he's going to do, but Empoleon is going to switch out this time. Doesn't want to take any more damage from this Glimmora, risk getting crit, and the Gliscor will come out. Gliscor being a flying type will not let it get hit by the Earth Power, and Gliscor will get back up to full HP with his Poison Heal.
And Arsenal, it does seem like Glimmora is stuck into that Earth Power with this Choice Scarf. So Arsenal looks like he's just going to go for it. Does not affect him, and will just get knocked off.
But will set up the Toxic Spikes, because it was hit physically. The Empoleon before hit it with Flash Cannon, only hitting it specially, so it did not pop it then. But there will be a layer of Toxic Spikes up. Going to bring out the Pelipper, reset the rain this time, and see if he can do some damage to this Gliscor in the process. And Gliscor just going to protect, see what Arsenal's going to do this time. Hopefully not take some super effect damage. That Surf's just going to do nothing this turn.
That will still out turn of rain, though.
And we're just going to see a switch out from Scrub. Bring this Empoleon back out. This has just been Empoleon Gliscor this whole entire match, just switching in and out. Empoleon's going to take that Surf superbly well. And gonna basically heal up all that damage he just took with his leftovers.
Yeah, this isn't looking good for Arsenal. It doesn't seem to really have an answer for this Empoleon with its ability to roost and take damage.
It's just gonna roost itself back up to full. Arsenal's gonna try to pivot.
It seems like everywhere Arsenal turns, Scrub has an answer for what he's trying to do.
Can he get out of this predicament he's put himself in? Zapdos will come back out again, getting hurt by the Stealth Rocks, and Empoleon will get back up to full HP, making that U-turn seem like it didn't even happen. Empoleon's just gonna switch out. Arsenal will have to switch since he is locked into that Thunderous Kick, and he's going to switch back out to the Iron Bundle, see if this Iron Bundle can finally get some momentum going. Gliscor does, in fact, go for a dual wing beat, knocking out this Iron Bundle.
I have to say, this doesn't look very good for Arsenal. That is his best Mon taken out.
Pelipper's going to come back in, getting hit by the Stealth Rocks, and going to roost up while Gliscor does get switched back out. Empoleon back out for Scrub. I mean, I can't imagine why he wouldn't do this. Arsenal has not had a reason and a way to defeat this Empoleon yet, and it is a great block and a great wall against this team. Empoleon gonna go for Surf, does a good chunk of damage in the rain, and Pelipper just gonna U-turn back out again. Arsenal gonna switch into the Trevenant, interestingly enough. This Trevenant does not actually have a grass type move to hit this Empoleon with, so I'm not really sure what he's trying here. Flash Cannon comes out for Empoleon and does a little bit of damage. Trevenant going for the Will-O-Wisp.
It seems like Arsenal's just trying to put this Empoleon on a timer, or just negate some of its leftover healing.
But it is a special attacker. This burn doesn't really help it in its ability to hit it. It will make Scrub switch out his Empoleon for his Clefable. His Clefable will be the first Pokemon to take some Poison Spikes damage, and just gonna go for a Leech Seed, trying to heal back as much as he can over time for this Trevenant. And Arsenal will commit his Terastallization to this Trevenant, giving it the Steel typing, which does make him resist any Fairy type moves that this Clefable does go for. But this Clefable is just gonna go for Cosmic Power, boosting its defense and special defense, making this thing even thicker than it was before. And that Shadow Claw does laughable damage to this Clefable. Gonna get healed up by leftovers.
Now this could be dangerous for Arsenal. If he does let this Clefable just sit here, it could not end well for him.
This Clefable will go for another Cosmic Powder, raising its defense and special defense one more time. And these Shadow Claws just aren't going to be doing much of anything to this Clefable. It will go for another Calm Mind this time, raising its special attack and special defense again. This Clefable is just not going to take any kind of special damage. Its physical damage it's not taking very much physical damage either.
Arsenal is in a bit of a predicament here. He does not really have anything that can hit this Clefable really hard. And with its Fairy typing, it does really hurt. It will really hurt his Zapdos and Roaring Moon that he does have in the back.
That's right, and with his boost to his special attack as well, it's gonna hit hard whatever it decides to hit. Arsenal taking his time looking through things to do will roost, but it doesn't matter. He will get outsped, and the Draining Kiss will be enough to take out the Pelipper. And now Arsenal left with a Fighting type, a Dragon type, and Trevenant, the only Pokemon he has left.
I'm not sure that anything can really do any damage to this Clefable.
And he will just go for a Stored Power with all those stat boosts. That is just gonna be an easy KO for this Clefable, even with its not very effective. And Arsenal is down to his final two Pokemon. Zapdos will be coming out this time, taking more Stealth Rocks damage, and I just can't imagine what he can do here.
This Clefable is at +5 special defense, +3 special attack, and +2 defense. I don't know if there's anything he can do.
Going for a close combat, just trying to do some kind of damage, but just laughable damage, if I'm being honest. I need binoculars to see that HP go down, and just Draining Kiss will take it out. And I have to say, I think this match is all but over with for Arsenal.
I'd have to agree. I can't see what Roaring Moon could possibly do right now to do any kind of damage to this Clefable, while also not getting one shot on the other end of it.
He does have Acrobatics, which is boosted, but he's just going to go for a Dragon Dance, hoping that he can actually maybe live a hit and do some extra damage the next turn with Acrobatics, but I'm not sure he can live anything, and he does not, and that will give Scrub Supreme his first win of the UNPL Draft League.
And I mean, just Clefable supremacy that game. That's all I can really say about that.
That's right, Mimikyu, just complete and utter supremacy from that Clefable. Well, that'll do it for us this week in the week 1 of the UNPL. And next week, we'll have Onesie Bennett and his Skullhole Skarmories going up against the However Houndooms. Make sure you come back next week for that match. And with all that being said, I'm Arsenal MC. This has been Mimikyu, and we'll see you next week.